Hello, everyone. Welcome to Leadership Communication. I'm not showing my face this time. I think you all know what I look like because I want to go to the Foxtail site. I'm in the Foxtail site and I want to show you a couple of things that, one, I don't think any of you are aware of, and a couple of other things that I have a feeling that some of you aren't quite aware of. So here I am in your Leadership Communication Foxtail site. You will notice that it looks very similar to what you had last time. Uh, there is the syllabus, but what I want you to take note of is that in this course you have two textbooks. One of them is titled Leadership Communication, and that textbook you'll be required to buy, to purchase, or to rent. The other textbook is an ebook, and you don't have to pay anything for it. It's accessible through our library. And here is the link for it. And if you click that link, it will take you to the textbook. Now, you may have to sign in to the library in order to get to this page. And you can read this online. You'll notice you can read it online. This textbook is not available for full download, but you can get up to 44 pages of it. Otherwise, you can read it online. And here is the link that you would do to read it online. In our course, you're not reading all of the chapters, but you can use the tools up at the top to bookmark, to highlight, and there's even, if I go back, I think there's a place where you can, that tells you where you can cite it. And if I go back here, cite the book, here is where you can cite it. You want APA if you use it in any of your papers. So be aware of that. That is one of the textbooks that you will be using. Today's Business Communication, a how-to guide for the modern professional. You can purchase it from Amazon, I suppose, if you want, but you have free access to it through our library. So I wanted you to be aware of how to access that. The other thing I want you to be aware of is that some of you seem to have difficulty formatting your papers properly. And if you go to the APA folder, APA information folder right here, you will find everything that you need. Here is the template for doing your title page. Because I don't require an abstract, be sure and delete this page from your paper, and then it has the way to do your paper, and and then it has even a reference page ready for you. So you just have to fill in the running head. Remember, the running head, the phrase running head is only needed for the title page, and then after that, your abbreviated title. And if you have trouble figuring out how to put in a running head, there is also on Foxtail how to do that. But before I show you that, I want to show you this, the assignment guidelines. Explain what I need from you. This is all old information that you have been using in our last class, but I want you to note that in terms of grammar, points will be deducted for these, especially the use of the apostrophe, which many of you have a difficulty with. So be sure and read that. Those resources are available right there on the first page of your of Foxtail, and then link on how to insert a running head if you choose not to use the template. So those are the kinds of things that I wanted you to be aware of. And also what I wanted you to be aware of is that in your assignments, each assignment has a rubric to follow. And please be sure to check that rubric before you write your paper. Uh, I am not sure how this appear when I make comments on your papers. I believe it's under the column of feedback files when you on your assignment page. But I have a sense that some of you are not reading my comments. I make comments on all of your papers. I don't simply fill out the rubric. There are your papers also have comments, so be sure and check that out. And I wanted you to notice here in this first assignment, there is an outline of how you should do your active listening assignment. So this is just simply a summary of that short, very short video, 3-minute video on how to use the acronym LISTEN to help you do your assignment. This course is a little bit different than the one we've just finished. The assignments are, for the most part, shorter. They do require much more. You'll have to condense your thoughts and think more carefully about what you want to say, but the format is exactly the same as we've had before. You have the notice that the leadership communication, which is the hardcover text that we're using, and business communication by Snyder and Forbes is the online one, and I will use only the last names of the authors when I designate the chapters that you're to read. So this is what you've been doing all along. Be sure to read the instructions carefully before you before you do any assignment. And the one thing I do want to point out, and I know that this will be hard for some of you, but the Malcolm Gladwell video in the third week is it was quite a bit longer than the videos that I've had you watch in the past. This is 50 minutes, and it is from 2008. So it is, some of you would consider it old, and it probably is, except that it has the best explanation that I have found about the kinds of difficulties that we run into when it's intercultural communication, or the cultural what happens with cultural aspects in terms of communication. So be aware of that. That will take some time. I think that's all I need to tell you right now. It's the same exact format. The due dates are Sunday night. The forum discussions are basically the same. The videos are short. I hope you enjoy them. And as always, if you have any kinds of questions, please don't hesitate to contact me. And as I've done in the past, each week I will summarize your forums under the news forum and point out some things that you've mentioned, plus hopefully a few other points as well. That's all I have for you in this first video, and I hope you enjoy this course. I've tried to make it as interesting as possible and hopefully as practical as possible. Be aware that at the end of the course, the last assignment is a video. And I know that scares some of you, but be aware that if you're going to be a leader, you need to learn how to speak in front of people, whether in person or via video. So be aware that that assignment is coming up. Hopefully, everything that you do in the course will help prepare you for that. Okay, well, that's all I have for now. I hope you enjoy the course, and I look forward to continuing our study together. Until next week, then.